Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Dr. Robertson's Office. We have officially made it through the first full stretch of the 2026-2027 school year, and things are getting into full swing here at Bragg. Athletics are underway, classes are moving forward, and Rockets are settling into their routines. Before we look back at this past week and ahead to everything that's coming up, I want to start with something new that I hope becomes a regular part of these videos and what we highlight on the screens across the campus. This week we received 2 Bragg Shout-Outs, and both recognize members of our faculty and staff. Our first shout out goes to Mrs. Martin, our self-contained special education teacher. Miss Martin has an incredibly important job, and someone wanted to make sure she knew her work was noticed. The anonymous shout out said, Miss Martin is the best teacher. She goes above and beyond for her students. She has made a difference in my son's life. She gives 110% every day. Ms. Martin, we thank you for the work that you do and for the difference you are making in the lives of our students and our families. Our second shout out goes to one of our assistant principals, Mr. Cummings. His anonymous shout out said he did a great job taking charge and making sure all students knew where they were going and how they were getting home. So great job to Mr. Cummings, and now we need your help. Students, parents, teachers, and staff, all of you can submit a Bragg shout-out for anyone who has made a difference or who you see doing something awesome. Maybe it's a teacher who helped you understand something, or maybe it's a student who showed kindness when they thought that no one was watching. Maybe it's a custodian, a cafeteria worker, a bus driver, an office member, a coach, a paraprofessional, or somebody else who deserves to know that what they do matters. You can include your name or you can leave your shout out completely anonymous. So sometimes a few kind words arrive exactly the day that we need to hear them. So if you see something good happening at Bragg, student, teacher, whatever, don't just notice it, shout it out. So we had another busy week here at Bragg. On Tuesday of this week, we held grade level meetings with our students during the school day. We talked about what students can expect from their teachers, their administrators, and everyone who works here at Bragg. But we also talked about what we expect from our students. And of course, that all comes back to the Bragg Middle School way, which is to be kind, make good choices, and show respect. That evening, we welcomed our 7th and our 8th grade parents for Meet the Teacher. Parents had an opportunity to walk through their child's schedule, see the school, and meet the teachers, the ones who will be working with their children this year. So thank you to everyone who came. On Thursday, we hosted our beginning band instrument sale. Families had the opportunity to meet with vendors and look at options for purchasing or renting instruments as our beginning band students begin their musical journey. And then tonight, Friday, August 21st, we kick off our football season as our Rockets host the Thompson Warriors in our Jamboree game. It's our first football competition of the season, and we are excited to see our Rockets back on the field. Next week, it's looking to be another action-packed week. On Monday of next week, August the 24th, our volleyball team opens its season at home against the Simmons Bucs. So come out and support our Lady Rockets as they begin their season. On Tuesday, August the 25th, we will host Math Night. That begins at 6 p.m. and we will host math night for our students and parents. And if you're wondering exactly what Math Night is, this isn't an evening where we're going to sit everybody down and give parents a surprise algebra test or anything like that. Math Night will include interactive activities and games that show how math connects to the real world. Parents will also have the opportunity to learn more about what their children are studying in math, meet and talk with our math teachers, receive resources that they can use at home, and learn some of the best ways to help their students succeed. And Math Night isn't just for students who may be struggling, it's for everybody. Whether your child loves math, struggles with math, or falls somewhere in that enormous middle ground of, I understand it until somebody puts a letter in it, there will be something useful for you. We hope you join us Tuesday at 6 p.m. Wednesday, August the 26th. Wednesday is a big athletic day. Our volleyball team will host the Homewood Patriots in its second match of the season, while our football team will also be in action traveling to play Bumpus Middle School in Hoover. And remember, our football game is on Wednesday next week rather than its usual Thursday night. And then next week on Thursday and Friday, August the 27th and 28th, we will have our iReady Diagnostic. On Thursday, students will begin the fall iReady Diagnostic testing, and Friday they will conclude it. And I want to explain what this testing is because sometimes the word test immediately makes students nervous and parents begin wondering, what score does my child need to make? The iReady Diagnostic is designed to help us determine where each individual student is academically as we begin the school year. Students will complete this diagnostic 3 times during the school year, once in the fall, once in the winter, and finally in the spring. And that gives us a starting point, a midpoint, and an end point so we can measure growth. This is not simply a test designed to give Bragg Middle School a score. The most important information it gives us is about each student. It can help us see the specific areas in reading and mathematics where a student is already strong and the standards or skills where additional support may be needed. We will share that information with parents because we want the school and home working from the same playbook. Our goal is not simply to produce a number. Our goal is to use the information to help every student grow. So students, take your time, do your best, and give us an accurate picture of what you know. Now let's activate the rocket radar to look a little further down the road on the calendar. On Monday, September 7th, that will be Labor Day, and there'll be no school. Tuesday, September the 8th, students will have an e-learning day while our teachers will participate in professional development. Boys basketball tryouts. 8th grade boys will try out on Friday, September the 11th from 3:15 to 5, and 7th grade boys will try out on Monday, September 14th from 3:15 to 5. Anyone planning on trying out must have a valid physical on file before participating. Parents, we strongly encourage you to check PowerSchool regularly, at least weekly. Please don't wait until the end of the grading period to discover that an assignment was not submitted or that your child has been struggling with a particular standard for several weeks. PowerSchool gives you an opportunity to stay informed along the way. And if something does not look right or you have a question, please reach out to your child's teacher. Teachers want to work with you, and the earlier that we communicate, the easier it is for us to help a student get back on track. Teachers do want to communicate, but it is much quicker if you check PowerSchool. Students, another important reminder, if you are absent from school, make sure your excuse gets turned in. According to our handbook, missed tests and assignments can receive a 0 until the absence has been properly excused. And parents, we tried to make submitting excuses as easy as possible. There is a link available in our weekly newsletter, and it's also pinned on Facebook. You can submit the excuse online without having to send a piece of paper to the school and hope that it survives the fascinating journey from your kitchen counter into the backpack, down through the buses, through a middle school hallway, and eventually to the office. Submit it electronically and you know that it has been sent. And now it's time for this week's Character Education Corner, the Essential 55, rule number 2. Make eye contact. Rule number 2 from Ron Clark's Essential 55. When someone is speaking, make eye contact with that person. If someone makes a comment, turn and face that person. This may sound like a very small thing, but it communicates something important. That you matter enough for me to listen to you. Making eye contact, it shows respect. It helps you become a better listener, and it lets the other person know you're engaged in the conversation. That applies in the classroom. It applies at home, during a job interview someday, and just about everywhere else life takes you. You don't have to stare somebody down like you're about to challenge them to a duel. Just look up, acknowledge the person speaking, and give them your attention. That is respect. We're continuing with habit number 1, being proactive with the 7 habits of highly effective teens. Being proactive is really the key that unlocks all the other habits. Proactive people understand that while they cannot control everything that happens to them, they can control how they respond. They take responsibility for their choices. They don't spend all of their time blaming teachers, parents, friends, teammates, coaches, brothers, sisters, circumstances, or anybody else for their actions or feelings. You are ultimately responsible for the choices you make. And that's actually a good thing, because when you understand that your choices belong to you, you also begin to understand that you have the power to make different choices. Don't give somebody else control of your attitude. Be proactive. We're also staying with our first truth. With the 7 essential truths for middle schoolers. Today's awkward moments will be tomorrow's funniest memories. Middle school comes with plenty of awkward moments. You may say the wrong thing, trip over absolutely nothing. You may walk into the wrong classroom. You may wave at somebody who wasn't even waving at you. Have your voice do something you absolutely did not authorize it to do. It happens. When you can, keep your sense of humor, laugh at yourself, learn from it, and move forward. One embarrassing moment does not define your day, and it certainly does not define your life. Someday, a lot of the things that we feel are enormous right now are going to become the stories you laugh about. And then finally, here is this week's kindness challenge. Think of something in your life that you regularly enjoy but may sometimes take for granted. Then think about the person who makes that possible. Maybe somebody fixes your breakfast. Maybe they drive you somewhere. They wash your clothes. Maybe they help keep the classroom clean. That coaches a team. That helps you with homework. That checks on you. That encourages you. Or does one of 100 little things that has simply become part of your normal routine. This week, don't just be thankful. Tell them. Thank the person responsible and let your gratitude show. People shouldn't have to wonder whether they are appreciated. And that's going to do it for this week's episode of Dr. Robertson's Office. We've got another big week ahead of us, so Rockets, let's make it a good one. So remember the Bragg Middle School way: to be kind, make good choices, and show respect, because that's our way to success. And as always, it's a great day to be a Rocket.